Yeah. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Standing out, making sure your business. What can you do as a small business owner to make your business stand out? Now, I'm not sure if this was actually planned, but I could just assume it was. If it wasn't, it really doesn't matter. Just get the point of what I'm overall going to talk to you today about. All right, recently at the school that I'm a teacher at, our normal janitor person is going through some personal things and he hasn't been in lately. All right, so here's what happened yesterday. And again, I'm not 100%. I actually highly doubt that this was actually planned because his personal situation's really, really private and very few people know about it. However, it does kind of connect. It does kind of connect with what I'm going to tell you guys. All right. So yesterday we were at the school. I teach at the Center for Creative Education. At the school, there were two huge boxes of Dunkin' Donuts. All right, two huge boxes of Dunkin' Donuts that were delivered to the school. All right. Now, the first one, I didn't think anything of it because there are times where teachers bring in their goodies or, whether they're doing stuff for the kids or they have extra donuts for the teachers or it's a birthday party, whatever it is. I didn't think much of it when the first box of donuts came in, but I noticed a business card and I noticed a flyer on top of the first donut box. But again, I didn't really pay attention to it because I figured it was just something that one of the other teachers or one of the administrators brought in for us to snack on, some coffee and donuts, do little things like that to show their appreciation, all that kind of stuff. Until later on in the day, our COO, the COO of the school I teach at, he comes in with another box. He goes in with another box of donuts, and it's interesting. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? What, normally if you're bringing in a box of donuts, it's gonna be in the morning. It's gonna be in the morning so we can enjoy our coffee and donuts and all that. But this was like closer to the middle of the day, and he brings in another box of donuts. I'm asking him like, oh man, somebody's really, I kind of said to him as he was walking to the teacher's lounge with the box of Dunkin' Donuts. I'm like, oh man, someone's really looking out for us today. Someone's trying to fatten us up for real today, right? He goes, no, actually this was, delivered by a business who's trying to compete for our business. And it was a janitorial service named JSJ Facilities who does, like I said, managerial, janitorial work and, makes, pretty much all the things that the individual who hasn't been there for a couple of weeks, he does all the things that he does. And again, like I said, I'm not sure if it was planned that because he knew we lost our guy that now he's coming in and soliciting his services. Again, I'm not sure if that is the case, but the point I'm making to you is you got to make sure your business stands out. All right. You got to make sure you're doing the little things. All right. Figure out who your client is. And instead of simply handing or walking up to this individual and giving them a flyer, a business card and say, hey, this is what I do. No, make a gesture to where they'll start to appreciate your business. So what JMS facilities did is they sent two boxes of a dozen donuts from Dunkin' Donuts, and then they put their business cards on top of it. So now it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm not just soliciting, I'm showing them that I'm going to be that type. They're going to be those kinds of clients where I continue to work with them. I continue to do the little things. And these are the things that you have to make sure you're doing, especially as a small business owner, because you don't have the budget to run these major national advertising campaigns. And as a small business owner, you got to get very, very creative in terms of how you service your specific clients and what you do to get your brand out there. In fact, and I'll close you out with this, it reminded me of a time where this is when I was really pushing for Gym 40. I still do push for Gym 44, but it's not as actively as, Make It Move it these days, because Make It Move is connected to the literary, connected to the intellectual property that I own. So again, it's not that I'm stopping pushing on for Gym 44, but I also make sure that the priorities are where the priorities need to be, and I establish myself as a thought leader first, and then Gym 44 comes back and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, when I was really pushing for Gym 44, instead of making business cards, I remember I would actually have posted sticky notes. I'd make sticky notes, and you can still buy those sticky notes on makeyourmove.com. That's MAKEYAMOVE.com. You could buy those sticky notes, you could buy the pens, you could buy the notebooks, all the things basically that a scout or anybody that's a recruiter would need when they're out there scouting, and then they could pull out their sticky notes that have gym44.com on it that say make a profile. They write notes, this one's good enough, this one's good enough, all that kind of stuff. But again, it all is just, again, being about the small business owner having to get creative in terms of how you market your brand and how you put your business out there for public consumption. All right, strongly, I've said this, I've talked about this book on quite a few occasions, especially on this podcast or on this YouTube channel, wherever you're consuming this work. But the book, you got to get this book titled Purple Cow by Seth Godin. He talks about how to make your business stand out. In fact, I have an article coming out about this in a couple weeks in terms of just how to make your business stand out. What this individual did for JMS facilities is he made his business stand out by simply putting his card on some Dunkin' Donuts and serving it to a school that he would love to gain their business. And again, he noticed me, and actually the person who he gave it to, the COO of the school, he said, look, if we need a janitorial service, you already know they're gonna be the first one I'm calling, because I noticed it. And that's how it takes nothing. It took whatever it costs to get the donuts sent over to the school. Just put your card on it and be done with it. Small things, man. Lots you could learn from these little things that can create a huge result. All right. As I mentioned before, main website to check out to dive deeper into all my work, makeyamove.com. That's MAKEYAMOVE.com. One-stop shop for all your teamwork and your self-development needs. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.